discretion is advised. Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My teenage daughter moved out into a motel with some stranger.
Is he helping her?
I do what I have to do for money.
I'm there to make sure nothing happens to her.
Or using her?
Are you a pimp?
Not at all.
You take a cut of her pay?
Yes, I do.
Stop. You're a pimp. Period.
I don't see me as a pimp.
But apparently the law does.
I am not making the appointments for them.
Then why are you taking money from her? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, when Marcia and Greg let their rebellious 19-year-old daughter Cheyenne move back into their home after kicking her out for the third time, they made her sign a contract. Now, according to the legal document, Cheyenne had to respect members of the household, complete chores, be home by curfew, and work a full-time job. Sounds perfectly reasonable, right? Well, according to her parents, Cheyenne didn't think so, because 8 weeks after signing her name, she was back to disrespecting her parents, refusing to clean up after herself, staying out all night, and sleeping all day. Now, Marcia and Greg say they had no choice but to kick her out again. Now Cheyenne is living with 2 complete strangers in a motel. And according to Marcia, one of them is her pimp.
My teenage daughter moved out into a motel with a pimp and a prostitute. She told me that she was going to go stay with some, quote, friends, and they were going to help her find a job doing massages at a motel. Chris is a pimp.
I consider Chris a pimp and Brooke a prostitute. Let's just look at the situation. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's kind of a duck.
Cheyenne is prostituting herself.
She always says it's a lifestyle. It's just the way it is. It's just a lifestyle. Well, it's not. It's not a safe lifestyle.
People that go to get a massage in a hotel, these are seedy people.
She admitted to me she did have a happy ending with somebody. I'm worried about my 19-year-old daughter.
But she doesn't think it's a risk at all. She thinks it's like, you know, la-di-da.
Why would Chris want to help some stranger he doesn't know unless there's something in it for himself? She tells me that Chris controls her, he's mean to her, he yells at her all the time. I saw his mugshot online. I actually saw the arrest story on the news.
12 people busted in a prostitution sting, focusing on women soliciting sexual favors in exchange for money.
He was that pimp that was arrested. Cheyenne lives a very toxic lifestyle.
People want to believe she's a sweet little girl, but she wants to play the victim. I love her, but her as a person, I just don't like.
She's choosing to live in a motel with a pimp and a prostitute instead of getting a real job, and she's choosing to be a prostitute. It's devastating.
Well, Cheyenne denies being a prostitute. She says she's merely a masseuse. And it was her mom's rules that forced her out of the house and into a motel with her new friends.
I'm not a prostitute because I don't have sex with anybody for money. I simply give a relaxing massage with a happy ending.
Not like laying on them naked or anything like that.
I'm 19 years old, I'm an adult. If I want to give massages to people, I should be allowed to do that without any judgment. My mother doesn't agree with me giving people massages. She looks at it completely differently. I moved my stuff out of my parents' house. I only had $2 in my wallet. In the past 2 months, I would say that I've given at least 100 massages. When I told my mom I was going to stay in a hotel with Chris and Brooke, she freaked out. She just kept yelling, "You're going to be sold into sex slavery, and you're going to get drugged." All of this crazy stuff, and I ignored it. I feel like she overreacted a little bit because what I do is not that bad. I'm not walking on the street. I feel like what I'm doing now is a lot safer than if I was on the street and I wasn't helped by Chris and Brooke. I'm very grateful that Chris and Brooke took me under their wing and helped me out and gave me a place to stay. Even though I've only known Chris and Brooke for about 2 months, I feel like we're practically family.
Okay, so how long have you been out of the house this time?
About 2.5 months.
About 2.5 months, okay. And you guys came up with a contract. Lots of parents and kids do that, so there's clarity. And it's respect members of the household, and there's $200 rent if the rules aren't followed. Complete a list of chores, and we're talking about laundry and cleaning the house, that type of thing. Attend school regularly. Be home by curfew, and during the week it was midnight. On weekends it was 2 a.m., which seemed to me fairly liberal. Work a full-time job. And then I think after that you kind of negotiated, or 2 part-time jobs. I mean, you know, be working.
Right.
Right.
Was the spirit.
Be productive.
Either follow the letter of the contract or at least the spirit of the contract. It didn't have to be a full-time job, 2 part-time jobs.
I did have a part-time job for a while, and because I couldn't get any more than the part-time, they kicked me out.
And then you guys were concerned that she was on the internet talking to men, right?
Right.
Who were you talking to on the internet? Were you talking to were you in certain chat rooms, certain types of men? What?
I mean, my personal lifestyle, I talked to some men that were into the same things I'm into in the bedroom-wise, and I don't think that's any of their concern personally, because that's my romance life, you know.
She would wear dog collars around the house, and we would tell her, like, this is not appropriate.
Did you leave for a time and go live with an older man? A 53-year-old man?
Yeah, he was a pretty older man.
Did he kick you out?
I mean, he didn't really kick me out. Like, we both agreed that the age difference was tremendous. And
That's
we
what
both
told us. He told us that he's kicking me out. That was your
Yeah,
word.
he was kicking me out, but we both agreed, you know, that it was...
You both agreed he would kick you out? No, I'm just asking, seriously. I'm trying to get you to be honest and not spin things, because I want to really help you. And to do that, I need to know what you're dealing with. Yeah. Do you like what you're doing now?
I don't enjoy it, but I do what I have to do for money and to stay on my feet.
Yeah, but they think that you're now performing as a prostitute.
It's not correct.
You were on Craigslist. How were you on Craigslist?
I was looking for jobs, anything really, to just make some money since I was being kicked out. And I saw one ad, one person was looking for a massage for $80, and like, that's perfect, you know, I could make $80, give someone a massage. And I told him my situation about getting kicked out, and he felt bad. We started to become friends over talking, over text message, and he told me that he had seen Brooke before and as a client, and he said that he would talk to her and get in contact with her to see if she could help me out.
And so you met Brooke, and did you spend that first night with the 2 of them?
Yes, I did.
And you didn't know them before that? That was just, you just went and stayed with these 2 strangers in a motel room?
Yes.
Okay. And how long before you started becoming a massage therapist?
I started actually that night. I had my first client because they wanted to get me, you know, some money and get me set up.
Okay, and how much did you charge this person?
$150 for the hour.
How did you know how to do a massage?
And I wasn't really like anything professional, you know. I've just given people massages before, so I went with that.
Well, you turned pro when you took $150. I mean, that was professional then, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so did that massage, that first massage, finish with what you call a happy ending?
It started to, and then I got uncomfortable and the client left.
Just a semi-happy ending.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
What?
and then you say you've given like 100 in the last 30 days.
At least 100 massages.
At least 100 massages.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 a day?
more than that sometimes. It really depends on the day. Sometimes they're more busy than other days. We'll get more clients throughout the day depending on how.
What's the most in a day?
Maybe like 8, 9.
8 or 9 in a day?
Yeah.
At 150 or 200 a piece?
Yes.
That's more than I make as a nurse.
So you're talking about $1,000 a day, $1,200 a day?
Yeah, but I also take out money, you know, to pay for the ad, to keep the ad up every day, half of the hotel room, and then the cut that Chris takes.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, the way I look at it, some money is better than no money.
I've got some of your ads that you put up. Ask about our forehand special, and you're on a bed in a bikini. How is that not prostitution? And later,
I'm there to make sure nothing happens to her.
Do you take a cut of her pay, yes or no?
Yes, I do. The cut of her pay that I take.
You're a pimp.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
you got a rage problem.
I was never this angry in my previous 3 marriages.
A husband with something to hide.
I asked you, any secrets from her? You said no. You and I both know that's not true.
So what haven't you told me?
If you don't want to say it, then move on.
Nobody knows this. I'm not proud of it. Years ago, I was...
Dr. Phil, he's so sick. He's so sick.
That's Monday.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, you do the massage topless, right?
I mean, sometimes. It depends on how much more they pay me.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm just like in a bra and panties, so it's not like they're going to be seeing my shirt.
When you get a phone call or something, what do you normally tell them, like, as far as, you know, what services you provide?
I just ask them if they're looking for a massage, and we'll typically, you know, say yeah. And if they're looking for one, I'll just make sure that they know, you know, I'm not full service, meaning I don't have sex.
I've got some of your ads that you put up. This is, hi, my name is Courtney. That's not your real name. I'm new to the area, hoping to meet some upscale gentlemen to have a good time with. I'm very down-to-earth and friendly girl, just looking to make some new friends in the area. Upscale gentlemen only, 100% real photos, and not into drama. Call me or text me. Ask about our 2-girl forehand special. That's one of them. And then you have some with pictures, right?
Yes.
If you're looking for a relaxing time, come see me today. I'm 18, looking for mature upscale gentlemen. Ask about our forehand special. You can see my young and tight girlfriends. And then these are your pictures here, a little fuzzy, but in lingerie and lying on the bed. Now, this happy ending that we're talking about, how does that come about? That's expected, right?
Well, I mean, they typically expect it, but they'll pay more for it because, you know, they typically don't turn it down. Sometimes they'll honestly just want a massage, and that's fine too.
So like 150 for massage and 150 for the happy ending?
Yes.
And the happy ending involves what?
Just hands only.
Sometimes 4 hands.
Yeah, they'll pay more for me and Brooke to do a massage. Basically, we just get on each side and massage them. It's nothing more than that.
Huh.
And then the happy ending.
Okay, and you think that's not sexual?
Well, it is sexual. It's just, you know, hands only strictly.
But that's sexual for money?
Yes.
How is that not prostitution? Sex for money?
But it's not sex. It's just touching.
Do you know what the law is?
Yeah.
The Florida statute says sexual activity or the handling of the sexual organ for the purpose of, and FCC doesn't want us to say here, but this is happy ending, for sexual gratification, right?
That means you can go to jail.
That's
spend time in jail.
That's sexual.
I didn't know that was part of the law.
Cheyenne, I
told
sent
you
you a
that.
text when I first found out, and it said, "This, you are prostituting." I sent you a definition that said, "This is what you're doing is wrong."
Cheyenne is adamant she is not a prostitute, and the man she's living with says that he is no pimp. So why then was he arrested for living off the earnings of prostitution just 3 months ago? And why was his girlfriend Brooke arrested as well? Well, we're going to meet Cheyenne's roommates after the break.
Chris and I were looking for another girl to work with us.
I explained to her the lifestyle before she ever moved in, and those services sometimes include a happy ending. I am definitely not Cheyenne's pimp.
And later...
Number one, they're not prostitutes. Number two, I'm not in control of them.
Okay,
They
well,
make
number
their own
one and
decisions.
two, the law says they are.
You shot my son.
This is her son's blood.
You left Stefan in a ditch, riddled with bullet holes.
I did not kill Stefan.
I use heroin every couple hours. I would rather feed my drug habit than my unborn child.
She's my sister. How could you do this to a baby?
It gets worse.
Right now, she is really high. She's gonna be...
Stop the tape. You're either going to watch this and get in the game, or you're out.
Plus, he went from all-American athlete
I've been living on the street
to homeless wannabe rapper.
He's into rap now?
I'm here to tell a story and inspire. That is it. I'm on the wire.
He's a rapper?
I've been doing this for 15 years. You get to thinking you've seen and heard everything until now.
A couple of months ago, Brooke got a phone call from a client.
I go to the hotel. I went up into the room. I started massaging his back, and he flipped over really quickly. Like, typically people enjoy my massage. I mean, I give a good massage. I was working on his legs, and I just grazed, like, by his genitals. Like, I wasn't even going for nothing.
Next thing you know, 3 police cars are pulling in the parking lot, surrounding my car.
He said some kind of keyword, and they just all came flooded in.
An undercover detective came over and spoke with me and said I was prostituting Brooke out. I was her pimp.
They wanted to give me a felony for massaging without a license, and instead they dropped it to prostitution. It's a misdemeanor. It's just a slap on the wrist.
Do you recognize that is prostitution as defined by Florida statute 796.07?
I understand. I didn't know that before. I didn't know that I was involved in the, because I thought prostitution would just be paying for sex, but I don't have sex.
Well, actually you do. It's just what you define as sex. And that's what they define as sex. Cheyenne is currently living in a motel room. with two people who were arrested just a few months ago. Now, Cheyenne says that if it weren't for the kindness of those two strangers, she would be homeless or worse. Cheyenne's roommates say she is better off with them than with her parents.
Cheyenne was going to be sleeping on the street. Her mom kicked her out with $2 in her pocket. Wouldn't help her out in any way, shape, or form. Would just demean her. Just the things that Cheyenne told me made my heart go out to her and made me open my arms and open my life to Cheyenne.
That's Cheyenne's bed over there with all the clothes on it. A little table, refrigerator and stuff.
I'm taking care of Cheyenne in this business. I trained Cheyenne on how to give massages.
I am definitely not Cheyenne's pimp.
Chris and I were looking for another girl to work with us.
I have not forced these girls to do anything that they have not wanted to do on their own. I explained to her the lifestyle before she ever moved in. I told her that Brooke provides specific services to clients for a donation, and those services sometimes include a happy ending, nothing further, no full service, meaning no sex.
In your opinion, would you consider what you do prostitution?
In my opinion, I wouldn't, because I'm not sleeping with them.
I asked Cheyenne if she was comfortable with that. She said that it was okay as long as she was able to pick the clients.
We would never kick her out like her parents. We want to help her. Cheyenne's mom is pretty nuts. She doesn't deserve to be treated the way she is being treated by her parents.
I consider Cheyenne family.
You say your heart went out to her because her parents were demeaning her.
Yes, sir.
You've got her giving to strangers in sleazy motels.
Number one, we don't stay in those sleazy motels. We're paying $150 to $200 a night in the hotels that we're in.
You kind of missed the point.
Number one. Number two, I don't have her doing anything
That she does not want to do.
that she doesn't do on her own. I do not make her go see anybody. She is the one who talks to them. She is the one who makes the deal. She is the one who goes and does that. I'm there to make sure nothing happens to her.
You take a cut of her pay? Do you take a cut of her pay, yes or no?
No, I don't.
And the cut,
no, excuse me, yes, I do. The cut of her pay that I take, okay, the cut of her pay that I take, ask her how many days that she doesn't work and it goes right back into her pocket.
License? Do you pay payroll taxes?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
You're telling me that
60% of these females that are in this audience, their husband keep them in business. Period. You laugh. Y'all laugh.
Okay, what's your...
All them guys are sitting next to y'all.
What's your...
That's true. I'm not even saying that you guys are bad parents. The only thing that I have a problem with is calling her a prostitute.
By the letter of the law, she's a prostitute. By the letter of the law, you're a pimp, and you're a prostitute.
This is what she has to do.
And later, you're committing a crime every time you do what you do. 100 counts in the last 30 days. You will get arrested and charged with prostitution. Okay, hold on.
Look, you guys can think whatever you guys
are you a pimp?
Not at all. No. My classification of a pimp is slapping the out of a girl if they don't go do what they want. My classification of a pimp is taking every single cent out of that girl's pocket. Okay? Cheyenne, since Cheyenne's been with us, she's been able to go out and buy whatever she likes. She's been able to go out with her friends whenever she likes.
Clothes in a bag. Yeah, she goes out and buys what she wants.
She's been able, since she's been here, she's been able to go do whatever she likes. At one point in time, Cheyenne had over $1,000 in her wallet. She got in my car with $2 in her pocket. Cheyenne, how many days do you not have clients that your hotel room gets paid for, that your ad gets paid for to try to get you some money in your pocket, that your food gets paid for, that everything that you need gets paid for, that when you break your cell phone, your parents won't even take you to fix your cell phone. I take you and buy you a brand new S6.
Those are all lies.
All right, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. What if if you have her best interest at heart...
I don't want her doing this. I don't want either one of them doing this.
What about...
At all, period.
What about her...
She's more than welcome to go get a 9-to-5 job, and we still keep her there. I've told her this since day one. I'm not even saying that you guys are bad parents. The only thing that I have a problem with is calling her a prostitute and this and that.
What she's doing right now, by the letter of the law, she's a prostitute. By the letter of the law, you're a pimp, and you're a prostitute. That is not what she has to do.
And honestly, I didn't know. I honestly didn't know about the happy endings until I got arrested.
Whatever. Ignorance of the law is... Yeah, I'm sure you had no idea.
Were you or were you not lying to me up until I got arrested?
Well, yeah, because not every guy wants a happy ending. Sometimes they do it themselves. Sometimes they just want company.
So you're telling me that you've done this 100 times in the last 30 days and you didn't know about it?
No, I'm not saying that. We got arrested before Cheyenne was ever in the picture.
Way before she was in the picture.
So you know about it now?
So I knew about it, yes, sir.
And you know about it now?
Yes, sir.
And you're taking money from it now?
Yes, sir, I am. And I'm not ashamed of that, okay? There's bills that need to be paid, and when Cheyenne doesn't have clients for 3, 4, 5 days at a time, the money that she gives me goes right back to her.
Yeah,
for her room and board, for her food, for her ad. If she says, hey, don't post an ad for me for a couple of days, you know, I need a couple of days off, I'm stressed out.
So she goes and gives a massage that has a happy ending, and you take a cut.
6 times out of 10, yes, sir.
Okay, so how is that not you procuring sexual activity for profit? That is what you do, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I did not know about...
How is that not a pimp?
Because we don't make her do it. And
I'm asking him, how is that not a pimp?
Well, we do, I don't see me as a pimp. I do not.
But apparently the law does.
A pimp is so slanderous. It's so. It's basically saying that I'll beat the crap out of her if she doesn't do and say what I do.
Here's what it's saying. It shall be unlawful for any person with reasonable belief or knowing another person is engaged in prostitution to live or derive support or maintenance in whole or in part
you show me where that
from what is believed to be the earnings or proceeds of such person's prostitution.
You show me where it says pimp on there. Show me where that law right there says that I'm a pimp. Number 1, they're not prostitutes. Number 2, I'm not in control of them.
Okay, well, number 1 and 2, the law says they are because they are providing...
You know what the law is? You know what the whole law is?
Yeah, it's what you're governed by.
In the government, okay? That's all money. I paid $5,000 to get out of jail on a 3rd-degree felony that my lawyer flat out right now says they have absolutely no case.
The arrest says, number 1, procuring for prostitute, live off earnings of prostitute, first off statute 796.05 2A, felony 2nd degree. That's what you were arrested with and charged.
Yeah, and actually, it's a 3rd-degree felony. So I don't know how you got that 2nd degree, but I'm charged with a 3rd-degree felony right now. Okay? And
so on your paperwork,
number 2, they have
2nd
to
degree.
prove it. Why did they? Okay, I'm a pimp. Okay? I'm deriving the earnings off a prostitute. There's nothing.
You've got 2 girls here that you're making appointments for, driving to.
I'm not making the appointments for them. Do I go on and
Then why are you taking money from her?
Yes.
Why are you taking money from her?
I'm taking money from her because I do the work.
Okay, why are you taking money from her? If you guys are not making money off of her prostitution, why are you taking money?
Does... You have a point. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm an intelligent being. Okay, I'm a person who I like to have common sense. Okay, you have a point, but at the same time, who does anything in this world for free? You?
Yeah. Get drones free.
Okay, Brooke says she took Cheyenne under her wing and taught her everything she knows about the business. And Chris boasts he's the glue that holds this entire operation together. After the break.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil, a husband with something to hide.
I asked you, any secrets from her? You said, no, that's not true.
What haven't you told me?
I was...
He's so sick.
That's Monday.
My daughter is very naive. She thinks she knows the world. What if you meet some stranger on the internet and they shot you up with some kind of drug and you woke up and you're chained to a bed somewhere in a basement? Like, you don't know who these people are. Cheyenne is in denial. She's like, it's not going to happen to me, Mom. I'm smarter than that. Well, she's not. Cheyenne's like a 12-year-old. She doesn't want to grow up. She just wants to act like an adult.
Marcia says her daughter Cheyenne's naivete has gotten her in way over her head, and she needs to slow down before she winds up in a situation she can't handle. But according to Cheyenne, she already has, and now she's living in a motel with a pimp and his girlfriend. Take a look at this. So I say.
We advertise for topless massages, and the gentleman will sometimes ask for a happy ending.
We'll give them their massage, and then they'll flip on over and just the happy ending, and then, you know, and then they go on their merry way.
I just want a relaxing time with a pretty girl.
We charge $150 for in-calls, $200 for out-calls for the hour.
In one night, I can easily make anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000.
When I give massages, my client understands the rules. Mutual touching is okay.
Sometimes they'll ask for more, like something oral, but I'll tell them I don't provide that either. It's just a massage.
9 times out of 10, it's an older gentleman, anywhere from in his late 40s to early 70s. I believe the oldest client Brooke ever had was in his late 80s.
Mostly the older gentlemen, they just come there wanting what they want. Some people want the happy ending or they want the massage, but they're very respectful. They won't be super touchy.
Typically, I prefer older gentlemen. They're not trying to rip us off or trying to take advantage of us. Some guys just want, you know, just sit around and drink a glass of wine with them. They'll just give you $400 just to sit there. Talk with them about their problems.
Some nights we will get anywhere from 15 to 20 calls within an hour. It's just nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. I get a percentage. Brooke and I are a team. We're together. Her money is my money is her money. Will I be the one who holds the money? Yes, I'm the man in the relationship. Cheyenne's money, I will get a percentage out of it for posting the ads. In my eyes, somebody should be allowed to do what they want with their body. It may seem taboo to some people, but to us, this is how we're surviving.
That's the definition of what the state of Florida considers a violation of the law.
Yes, sir.
So you basically have no defense for what you're charged with, correct? Well, you don't now. I mean, you just described it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm in a situation that, okay, you could say on one hand that I've put myself in, okay, but I truly believe that you're a product of your environment, and I didn't have the benefit of proper parents.
I'm sorry, but she's had the benefit of
okay, and I understand that, but I'm not making any of her decisions.
She's been taken care of.
But I'm not making any of her decisions. But I'm not.
But you judged me and you said that we...
I don't judge you,
Cheyenne,
except for calling her a prostitute.
Cheyenne, in retrospect, is this a turn down a road you wish you had not taken?
Yes and no. Like, this is not what I expected to be doing or have to be doing, but it is what it is right now, you know, and this is what I'm doing to stay on my feet at this point.
Be honest with yourself. I mean, you're an adult, and you can do what you want to do. If you want to break the law and get arrested for prostitution, you can. You're an adult. You can make that decision, and you will be tried as an adult, and you will be dealt with as an adult. I just want you to be certain that you're telling yourself the truth, because you can spin this any way you want. But the fact is, you're not a massage therapist. When I look at your ads, and your ad is up here, and you're on a bed in a bikini.
We never put
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Cheyenne right now. When you say, when you put this ad up, and it says, meet my tight girlfriends.
Website that's from.
This is not a massage therapy ad. The law defines what you're doing as prostitution. This is a massage therapy ad. Elements of wellness, signature wrap, therapy, facials, C-polish. This is a massage therapy ad. It doesn't mention
him. Why can't you just pay attention to him?
Why do you have to talk to me like that?
Well, just
what does it
listen.
matter?
Listen.
It matters to me. I'm sorry.
I don't need to be here if y'all want to bicker. I just want to be sure that somebody has told you the truth. You're not licensed. You're committing a crime every time you do what you do. 100 counts in the last 30 days. You will get arrested and charged with prostitution.
There is a chance of that.
And that is
very well could, and we've told you that.
Then that will be on your record.
It's just that we can't get along every time I come back.
No, you can. This is not all on you. Listen, every relationship has two sides. Trust me, I get that. We can work on that. But it's not like either prostitute or starve. You have a legitimate alternative here. What Cheyenne's grandmother told us that I found interesting after the break. We'll be right back. If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and want to watch a live taping of the Dr. Phil Show, call 323-461-PHIL or visit drphil.com. Tickets are free, and I hope to see you soon.
I feel like my mom has this little fantasy. She's always wanted this happy family and a husband to take care of her. She has that now.
The choices she's making is not something that I want in my home with a little boy.
Marcia and Cheyenne can't even have a conversation because my son will come in and say, Mommy, Mommy, stop.
I feel like I'm just that problem child that didn't turn out the way she wanted me to. And so I'm just kind of like out the door.
Cheyenne says she and her mom were close until she married stepdad Greg. Now they've started their own family, and she feels a bit left out and a bit marginalized. And, you know, your grandmother said that you told your cousin's girlfriend that you weren't happy with what you're doing, right? She said you told her that Chris is very mean, takes most of your money, and won't let you see people, that it's a controlling situation. Cheyenne, there are different times in everybody's life where you make meaningful choices that impact the course of your life. And I think this is one of those days.
I agree.
Because you're going to make a threshold decision here. You're either going to go back, putting your hands on old guys and doing things that you don't want to do and demeaning yourself, or you're going to deal with a family dynamic here that needs to be worked out and get yourself back on track. And I said family dynamic because this isn't like you need to straighten up so you get along with them. This is not a Cheyenne problem. This is a family issue here. You've got ownership in it, you've got ownership in it, you've got ownership in it. Everybody here has to step up and make some adjustments here. And you're either going to plug in and take some help and work on that, or you're going to go back out and live a life of prostitution. And to me, it isn't even a close call.
Can I ask a question?
I really want...
Not really.
I really want this to be the turning point. I want us to all get help and get you on the right track.
Me too.
Okay. We're going to talk about... we're going to talk about what I think needs to happen in that regard, and I'm going to, we're going to take a break. I'm going to say goodbye to these folks. I thank you all for coming and being willing to talk about this and share about this. We're going to talk about the family after the break. We'll be right back. Ready to get real? Go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today. Here's what bothers me about this. In order for you to do what you have been doing, two things have had to have happened. Number one, you've had to back yourself into a corner where you felt like you didn't have a lot of options. And number two, your self-worth and self-esteem have had to take a real beating. You're better than that. Sometimes you just need somebody to reach in there and pull you out. This woman loves you. This man loves you. And you've heard me say this isn't a Cheyenne problem, this is a family problem. And sometimes we get in momentum in life. I mean, it just gets to flowing, it just gets to flowing. And something dramatic has to happen to change the flow. Miles Adcox is the CEO. He's the head of an organization called Onsite. Now, they are the worldwide leader in really intensive workshops. And they create really customized treatment that specializes in emotional trauma and mental health issues. They take people in crisis and they design around them programs that deal with every element of that crisis. Miles, you can help this family, true?
100%. And Cheyenne, we want to walk alongside you and help rebuild your worth. I'm not interested in where you've been or where you are today. I'm interested in who you're becoming. You guys can do this, and we want to help you get there.
Thank you.
Are you going to do that? Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand it's a leap of faith, but I'm asking you to take that leap of faith. Do you feel judgment coming from me? I certainly hope not. I'm just saying, let's just run and jump. Let's just go do this. And that's what I want you to do. Nice guy. I mean, easy to look at. Nice guy. Got a great team there. Lots of good folks. So we're good. Let's do this, okay? Does that make sense to you guys?
Very much.
I mean, let's break the momentum here.
Absolutely.
All right. I want to thank all of my guests for being here today. A special thanks to Miles and his team at Onsite. We're going to change what's going on here, and we're going to keep you posted at how this goes. We'll see you next time. All right, we're going to do this. We got to break the momentum. We got to take her out again and put it somewhere else. All right, we're going to make it change.
They acted like we were this big because of our situation.
Of what we do.
Period.
What we choose to
and
do.
honest to God, 60% of those men sitting in that audience
laughing
know in their mind
that they've contacted a girl.
That they've contacted a girl.
Somebody like me.
That they have used an escort service.
In all actuality, I should be the pimp because I'm doing the work and technically I'm taking the cut from her. You're just there because we need somebody to drive us around. You don't make us do anything we don't want to do. If you weren't in this situation, we would still be doing what we had to do.
I hate the situation we're in. I think about it when I lay my head on the pillow at night and turn away from her so she don't see the tears in my eyes.